like I said, last year was in Austin. This year it's in LA. Who knows where they're going next, and who knows when they'll come back to Los Angeles. So this is an amazing time to be in a city that is full of dreamers, full of creators, and a backdrop that's just going to make for some amazing content. Welcome back to Zero to Kajabi Hero. I'm your host, Evolve Benton, and today we are talking a little bit about my two favorite things in the world, which is Kajabi and the city of Los Angeles. Believe it or not, Kajabi Live is happening in Los Angeles, October 24th through the 26th, which is an amazing time to be in LA. If you have not been to the city, this is a great time to visit. And today we're going to talk about 5 tips that I have for you to make the best out of this experience. I had the pleasure of attending Kajabi Live in Austin, Texas, which was such a great experience. I love Texas. I love Austin, to be exact. I've been twice, and both of the times I went to Austin, it was for business events. So being here for Kajabi for a second time, I kind of knew my way around downtown in the city, but I really know my way around Los Angeles because I was born and raised there. And I also spent some time in the city over the summer. So let's talk a little bit about how you can make the best out of this amazing experience, especially if you're going to the event this year. And I didn't know this, but I attended Kajabi's all hands meeting a couple of weeks ago. And actually, Kajabi's headquarters is in Southern California. So I think that this is a great opportunity to not only connect with Kajabi and the conference, but realize that you're in the headquarters of the space. So there might be opportunities if you're a VIP, maybe to visit their amazing space that they have, or to have an opportunity to build relationships with people and do lunch in their hometown, which makes it even more intimate. So let's get into my top 5 tips that I have for you. The first thing that I really want you to consider when going to any kind of conference, but especially the Kajabi conference, is to set up your reason for why you're attending and set up some SMART goals that you can really make happen during that week and into the weekend. So when I went to Kajabi Live in Austin, I knew that there were 2 people in particular that I wanted to make sure that I met and that I got my book signed and that I had conversations with, and that they honestly knew who I was in the world. And one of those folks was Graham Cochrane, and he was going to be one of the keynote speakers. And the reason I really wanted to meet Graham is because I had been one of his clients. I had been able to connect with his work. I had his book, and I really appreciated his framework on working less and making more. So I made sure that I purchased a VIP ticket so that I could connect with him and ask him questions, because the way that Kajabi Live is set up is they have general admission tickets and they have VIP tickets. In general admission, you get access to everything that you get access to in VIP, except for VIP, you get a lunch and learn with the keynote speaker, so you can ask them particular questions. Also, when you're a VIP, you get an additional half day of training, and you get catered lunch, and you get some VIP swag and experience, which is great. So I knew if I got a VIP ticket, I could be in the room with my mentor that I've been working with online, ask him a question or two, get my book signed, and even get to take a picture, which you should see right here with him, to be able to really mark the moment. So you have to set up a SMART goal and be realistic about it. For you, how do you make sure that you're either in that networking space to connect with your mentor, or are there particular people that you're looking to work with in your business, especially if you're a speaker or a consultant? Are there other people that you're looking to maybe go into their organization and support, or to just build relationships with in general? So we keep talking about SMART goals, and a SMART goal in particular is something that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So when it came to Graham, right, specific, I wanted to meet him, measurable, if I meet him or not. Do I have the confidence to go up and actually say, hey, I'm going to evolve? And I did. Achievable. And I made it even more achievable by purchasing that VIP ticket. And then is it relevant to my business? Of course, the more people that I can get to know me and I know them that have impacted my business, the better. And then is it time bound? I had that weekend to make it happen. So for you, what are some things that you want to make sure you get done while you're in Los Angeles, whether it's at the Kajabi conference or outside of the space, because you're going to be in an amazing city? So set some actionable steps and make sure that you really have your why and why you're attending together before you go. The other thing that you can do, and this is tip number 2, is to make connections with people before the conference so that it makes the opportunities to connect at the conference even easier. So when I went in Austin, I actually met up with one of my colleagues that I've been working with, Heather Hargrove, and I intentionally wanted to meet with Heather before. So we connected and talked about the conference and talked about doing lunch and all of these things before. But what's great is Kajabi has a list of the speakers and workshop facilitators that will be there. So you can already start to build relationships with folks and really set yourself up to have a few lunch and learns with people that you might not know, whether you're connecting with them on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram, exchanging emails. Maybe you're in other coaching communities and there's already people who are there who are going to be at the conference. If you know that, make sure that you connect with them before, build relationships so that it makes it easier to connect at the actual event. Tip number 3 is really boost your Kajabi knowledge so that you're understanding what are the current updates that they currently have. So the great thing that Kajabi does is monthly they put out a newsletter to tell you about the new updates to the software, different things that we have asked for as Kajabi Heroes that they have added extra benefits to, whether it's analytics. One thing that they recently added under a product is actually you have the ability to create your own newsletter, which is really cool. So I would suggest going back to the last newsletter and being aware of what the updates are. So if you have certain questions that you want to ask particular people, you have those questions available. When I went last year, I was really wanting to understand more about the community aspect of Kajabi and also the app that they were branding. So there were several people there that worked in the user experience department. Shouts out to Joe at Kajabi, one of my amazing colleagues that I got to meet. And I got to ask Joe a lot of questions. And he even asked me questions about my own experience. And that made me feel like I was really valued by Kajabi, but also it helped me build relationships with the team. So this year, they brought me into the all hands meeting to speak. They're asking me to be a beta tester for some of the products. So you want to continue to build relationships. And the best way to do that is to have particular questions and to know already what's going on with the software. You don't want to go in asking, hey, can I create a course on Kajabi? Knowing that Kajabi, that's one of the main things that it does. You want to ask an intellectual question that's going to help them make the product better, but also help you make your business better. So those are the first 3 that we're talking about when it comes to having an amazing time in Los Angeles and making the best of the Kajabi Live conference. If you are getting some strategies, some ideas, I hope that you got your notebook out. Please make sure that you also like and subscribe this video and share it with someone else who might be attending the event and needs some support on how to strategically make the best of their time in Los Angeles and their best time at the Kajabi Hero Live Conference 2024. So number 4, you want to capture as much content as you can. And like I said, I had an opportunity to attend All Hands meeting, and they were telling me about they're going to have so many different incubators for you to create content. They're going to have new Kajabi swag. And I know even last year, one of the things that they did was you were able to go in this booth and kind of like grab money. And depending on how much money you grabbed, you could win a Kajabi tumbler or notebook or different swag that they were giving out. So I know they're going to also have some really great opportunities for you to create content. And don't be afraid to not just ask your favorite influencer, your favorite creator, your favorite hero for a photo, but maybe you want to go on and grab your mic and ask a question so that you can add that to your content as well. One person that I met during the conference was doing something really cool where they were taking creators back to their hotel room and actually recording podcast episodes with them while they were there. And they met many Kajabi heroes, including myself, and were able to produce some podcasts. So if you already have a show or you already have a vlog, this is a great space to create content. You're also going to have the backdrop of Los Angeles, which means that you can go to the beach, You can go to some very popular spaces in Hollywood and get pictures with your favorite star, or you can even have a homegrown experience and spend some time in Koreatown or spend some time in Leimert Park and really have some amazing cuisine, but also connect with the people in Los Angeles. So don't forget to get outside of the space, take a picture with a palm tree, which is what I love to do, and make your best experience out of this time in Los Angeles at Kajabi Live, because you're going to have a beautiful city in your backdrop, but you're also going to have some amazing creators around who want to create content. One of the goals that I plan on doing if I attend Kajabi Live, which is still a maybe right now, during the recording of this, is what would it be like to try to make a month's worth of content during Kajabi Live, which could be really cool. So maybe even making it a challenge out of it for yourself could add to that environment. So number 4, make sure that you capture and create content during Kajabi Live. And then 5 is really about having a mindset that you are in Los Angeles. You are in the city of dreams. You're in Hollywood, but it's also a very expensive, busy place. So you want to make sure that you pack your essentials, which includes like business cards and chargers and comfortable shoes. But also, LA has a tendency this time of the year to be really warm during the day and pretty chilly at night. So making sure that you have a light jacket for yourself to be able to go to some of the evening events, and really making sure that your accommodations are set. Check your hotel, check your rental car, everything, you have the correct dates, because finding last minute arrangements in such a big and expensive city can be really stressful. So make sure you have all of your accommodations together. The event is going to be happening in Century City. If you don't want to stay there, which can sometimes be a little bit more expensive, you're not that far away from West LA, which is pretty nice. You're also not that far away from Culver City, which can be nice as well. So you can pick some neighborhoods to stay in to bring down the cost of housing, which is usually like your biggest cost when you're thinking about going on a trip like this. But LA is going to be amazing. So I don't want you to forget about things that are happening outside of Kajabi Live. If you can, attend an amusement park, maybe have a beach day, hit up Malibu. One of my favorite restaurants, and I'll be sure to put the website here, is El Cholo. Such good Mexican food. And if you do drink, I would suggest that you have the LA lemonade. And if you really want to support Black-owned business in Los Angeles, I cannot share this enough. Make sure that you go over to Simply Wholesome, get you Ayana's Dream as an amazing drink for yourself, a smoothie, or get you a patty, get you some sage or some vitamins if you need to take care of your health. But it's a Black-owned space in the city of Los Angeles, Simply Wholesome, and they're going to treat you well and treat you right. So these are my tips for you. Kajabi Live is going to be a great experience, and you want to show up being yourself, representing your brand, but make the most of it, because like I said, last year was in Austin. This year it's in LA. Who knows where they're going next, and who knows when they'll come back to Los Angeles. So this is an amazing time to be in a city that is full of dreamers, full of creators, and a backdrop that's just going to make for some amazing content. I hope that you get to connect with the people that you value. I hope that you get to shift your mindset to even be more abundant and learn some things that get you closer to your financial freedom. And if I am at Kajabi Live this year, I hope to meet you, connect with you, and have conversation. Make sure that you watch the next video. We'll be talking a little bit more about how to monetize your message on Kajabi. And until next time, peace.